What's happening, guys? So as you can tell by the title, this session was absolutely brutal. It was just one of those days where things did not go my way at all. And it was a little bit more than just one of those days. I know we all had those days where we have bad training days, things don't feel good, things are a bit of a struggle, things just don't go well. This one kind of took it to a whole new level, and it was kind of an accumulation of being a little bit run down and fatigued, and things kind of added up, and it just all came to a head on this day. This session is actually from a week ago today, and squats actually didn't go too bad. They felt okay. I mean, they were tough. I felt pretty winded from them, but I was able to get them all okay. These were sets of 9 at 360 pounds. Besides the fact that they're cardio squats being 9s, they just were a little bit tough. I mean, just worse than usual, but I didn't think anything much of it. I just thought, hey, it's just one of those things, no big deal. Well, from there I went on to bench, and I kind of struggled through my bench as well. And again, this was only a 3x9 by 220 pounds, I believe it is here. And it was much more difficult than it should have been. And I finally got to the last set, which is the set you're seeing right here. And I actually wasn't even able to lock out the final rep, which it should have been something like an 8 RPE at the most. It should have been really easy. This weight is not a big deal for me, especially going touch and go. It just should not have been a problem. But like I said, was not my day, feeling really tired. So I was supposed to have a little more time left in this block. I was probably going to have at least like a week and a half more of this block before I went into a taper, but based on how things have been going and the way this session went, we both decided, my coach and I decided it was time to just get into taper right away. Taper for the rest of that week, taper one more week, and then get into a new block after that. So that's what we did, and I needed it bad because the next few days I was just dying. Just felt like absolute crap, felt like garbage, waking up feeling terrible. It's just obviously into the overreaching phase and got way beyond the point of being able to come back and perform the way I needed to. So no sense in being a hero. Went into taper, and now I'm recovering and getting anxious for next block. I'm about 14 weeks out from my next meet, so I got plenty of time to get a couple blocks in and make some more strength gains in that process. Still in a deficit, but I don't think that has much to do with it because it's been a very slow deficit. I've only lost like 2 pounds in about 5, maybe 6 weeks here, so I'm taking it nice and slow like I said it would, so that's definitely not an issue. But these were supposed to be 420-pound deadlifts for sets of 5. That was the very first set there, and you can see I'm just not happy at all with the way things went. I just barely locked it out. I knew it was going to be a struggle. And this is how I knew actually how bad it really was, because usually if I have a struggle like this and I get myself nice and psyched up and I get myself kind of to that next level where I'm just telling myself not to be such a wuss pretty much and really go after it, I can usually do pretty good. And I did that here. I got really pumped up and I still was not able to do it. I got 4 out, could barely even get the 5th one off the ground. And it was tough. It was a very, not only physically tough, but mentally tough. I was really kind of beat up from this one. I was not happy about it. I was getting really pissed off that things were going kind of backwards, and I was kind of having a moment to myself where it was just, I was in a bad place for that, I would say, next couple of hours. Now, a lot of my friends at the gym really kind of helped me kind of get my mind right and kind of have some perspective, but it still was in the back of my mind just kind of really pissed off that, you know, been working so hard and this would happen. And it's one of those things where it's like, if you're looking at it from the outside in, it's kind of stupid. If I saw somebody else going through this, I would say no big deal, you know, it's one of those days, just rest and recover and bounce back. But when it's yourself and you're in it, in your own head, it's much different, as you guys know. And that's why I think it's important that most people get a good coach, because you have someone else's perspective. You have someone who is not invested the way you are. And part of the reason why I believe I'm just so fatigued for this block is I really kind of went a little bit nuts with my previous block before I'd gotten my own coach. And really kind of beat myself up pretty hard leading into that meet. And I pushed it way harder than I ever would have pushed anybody else that I was coaching. And I knew it was probably doing too much, but when you're invested in yourself, it's a totally different ballgame. And you do stupid things, and I don't know. Obviously everyone's different, but I think it's good to have that outside perspective and take some of that pressure off. Anyways, you maybe could tell the next set, the third set that I did, I dropped down to 405 to try to get 5 at 15 pounds less. Still was only able to get 4. So for the very last set, I just said screw it, dropped all the way down to 365 and just said, just get it in, do what you can. Went home, emailed my coach, We talked about things, we kind of went over some different things and tried to figure out why it might have happened, and both came to the conclusion that it was time to taper. So I'm in a taper now. I'm kind of in a transition phase of the next block right now, and then hopefully start pushing some heavier weights. As I start to get closer to the meet, the reps will go down, the weight will go up, so I'm looking forward to that. I always love pushing the heavy weight. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.